So let's wrap this up a little bit. We talked about three different groups of people that are going to be involved in closing this education gap. Obviously, the schools, the educators, the community centers, the higher education, that's part key. They're key. We talked about entrepreneurial and creative WISPs that are going to provide the feet on the ground. They're going to do the designs, the deployments. We talked about the role that government has in providing funding and policy and guidance to this industry. So those are three key pieces. So where does that entrepreneurial WISP, if those folks are listening to this webcast today, is there any tips that they might need to know to take advantage of some of this funding opportunities?
Sure. So I think one of the things that I really love about this innovator ISP space is that these are folks who really know networks, and that is their focus, and that's why they've been able to excel during this pandemic in quickly providing connectivity to folks who critically need it. I think folks, my message to folks who are trying to figure out what the next steps are is you need to spend a little bit of time away from building the network and talking to folks in government. You need to make some time to do that, and where that may make the most impact is talk to your state broadband office. A lot of states have those now. Talk to your state and local political representatives. Talk to your representatives in Congress, and just tell them who you are. Tell them what you're doing, and tell them what more you could do if you had access to better spectrum, had access to some of this funding that's coming down the pike, and ask them for guidance on how to do that. Because I know a lot of smaller ISPs, they got their growth from bootstrapping effectively. You take the revenue you get from providing service and you pour that back into the network. What we're seeing coming down the pike now and into the future is generational amounts of government money that is going to be spent on broadband. So engaging with your state broadband office, engaging with your federal, state, and local representatives, telling them who you are, asking them how to gain access to this funding, that's going to be critical going forward, just to let them know you're there, because these are busy people. And if you don't educate them, as we at WISPA are trying to do on a national level, educating them on the local level is the only way that you are going to be part of the equation in their mind, and part of the solution going forward.
Yeah, I think that's a very good point you make there, because it's going to be a two-way street, Claude. You're going to be looking. The WISP should be looking to those regulators and legislators for guidance and policy and what their planning is. At the same time, they're going to be looking to you as a WISP, as a subject matter expert, and saying, what do you think? They're going to ask you, what would you do if we did such this and that and the other thing? So it's an opportunity really for both sides, because this is a collaborative effort. I mentioned those three groups of people, and it's going to take close cooperation. So that's a great advice you just gave all. I appreciate that.